don't yank and pull on your horse in order to get them to respond to you. Instead, you want to develop and cultivate softness. You might have seen a lot of people who tell you to like get after your horse, get their nose over here, make them mind you. You know, if you put a leg on them, they ought to respond and, you know, do a roll back for you really quick. That's really not what we want to start with our horses. Is we want to develop a horse who really begins to understand feel and is soft. So I want to walk you through how I can get any horse, even some of the stiffest horses, to be so much more softer and willing for us when we're working with them. So one of the things, a lot of people are familiar with the idea of like bending or flexing a horse, but I like to start with just tipping a horse, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna teach her how to tip. And when I tip a horse, I'm gonna kind of push her out this way a little bit. Stay with her here. When I tip a horse, a lot of times we focus on the nose. And yes, I want that nose to just slightly tip in. But even more than that, I want to see what's happening at my horse's neck right here. And so what that looks like is when I tip her nose in, I want to see that the base of her neck, just kind of like right over the withers here, I want to see her neck starting to move over in the direction that I'm asking her to move. So I'll show you what this looks like. Because I can pick up and get my horse's nose to tip, but her neck, her shoulders aren't moving over. So I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna hold. So I'm gonna focus on the neck here. Yes, I want that nose to tip in, but I wanna see the top of the neck just past the withers here start to move over, okay? So I'm gonna straighten her up here. Okay, I'm gonna pick up. Yes, her nose might start to come, but look right here, right there, her neck starts to come, base of the neck. And when we talk about getting a horse soft, right now I don't have her nose, so I want to get her nose too. Okay, got her nose. Now I want there, that neck to start to come over. And it's very subtle. And when you're working on this with your at home with your horse, yes, nose, but what's happening at the neck here at the base, okay? So I'm going to, as soon as I get nose and the neck, I'll release. That's true softness. You see how like right now, through her body, she's soft. Oh yeah, I'm talking about you. She's soft. We'll flex it a little bit. She's soft, she's lowering her head, versus sometimes you might tip a horse's nose in and that nose is coming, but their neck is kind of tweaking this way. That's gonna be a horse who actually learns to brace because they're not kind of coming around in a way that's comfortable for them. So I'm gonna do this one more time with the tipping. So I'm just gonna ask her to tip her nose, but I'm holding until that nose starts to tip just slightly and that neck starts to come over. There, I got the nose and the neck is coming over from the base of the neck. So it comes from here to swinging across this way. I'll release there, let her know that she made a good decision. So that is where the beginning of softness starts with me, is being able to tip that horse's nose, but get that softness, yeah, from the base of the neck all the way and coming and moving over. So she did that really well.
You're not too old, you're not too broken. You just need the right support. Even before the spook, your body was already bracing. You didn't want to freeze, but it happened anyway. And your horse, well, they felt every ounce of it. The truth is, fear doesn't fade with time. It fades with trust. And trust, that comes with connection. It's hard to connect when fear takes the reins. And that's why we created Unbreakable Bond Premium, to help you rebuild trust step by step. You'll get our full 10-course training roadmap, where we take you from some of the basics, like groundwork and desensitizing, all the way to some of the more advanced stuff, like obstacle work and cantering for confidence. Plus mini courses, live group coaching, and a private community of riders who care deeply about doing it right for their horses and themselves. The piece you've been looking for, it's closer than you think. Start your 7-day free trial and build the bond your horse actually wants.
So now we're gonna work on teaching our horse bend. And for me, when I talk about bend, basically, if you picture like a 45-degree angle between my arms, right? When my pony bends, she's coming anywhere from this 45, I'm sorry, this would be, I'm gonna get my math right. This would be a 90-degree angle, okay? I want my horse to come anywhere from this 45, this would be tipping to the 45. If you look at like the mid mark, from that 45 to the 90, that's gonna be what we call a bend, okay? Hey girl. So earlier we worked on tipping, and tipping, I just wanna get that nose to come in a little bit, right? But for the bend, I wanna come anywhere between that 45 and that 90 degree, okay? So here's what this looks like. Same idea as when we start with the bend is I wanna see the movement start at the base of the neck, okay? So I wanna tip. You see how, okay, there's the nose, the neck is moving at the base where it's hinging kind of, if you will, okay? So I'd consider that a tip. With the bend, I wanna bring my pony around a little bit further, okay? A good point of reference is gonna be once she passes her shoulder, okay? That's when I know I'm at the bend, when that nose comes right past the shoulder there, okay? So I'm gonna hold her. You can see there's some stiffness. You can see some rigidity right here. Even though I'm holding and her nose is kind of here, she has it softened really through here. You can look at this line here where it's kind of like not just hinging and coming softly. So I'm gonna hold her up until that nose, and there we go. Her neck there starts to come in and draw towards me, and I'll release her there. I'll give you a rub. I know you're doing so good. So we're gonna do that again. So I'll draw down, I'll pick up like a tip, get her to come in slightly. I wanna look at this neck and see that I'm getting from the base of the neck there, that she's coming around. I'm gonna ask for a little bit more. I'm gonna ask for a little bit more. And you see how I'm sliding back to give her room to come? And I want her to find some softness there where she's not rigid and I'm not just pulling on her. Right now she's kind of just a little slight, there we go. You start to see her eye softened. You can see how she's hinged this way. Is she like in perfect form? No, but that's pretty good. That's soft, I like that right there. I'm gonna release. And so I'm looking for that softness. Base of the neck, tip of the nose. I want her to come past that shoulder. That's what I consider a bend. We're gonna do that one more time. Past the tip to the shoulder. And then at this point, anytime, any place from the shoulder to again, what would be about that 90 degree, I'm gonna consider that a bend. I like that. So this time she's kind of stepping into it, and I don't necessarily want her to step into it. I want her to just flex that neck around, bending here and nose tipping at the same time. And I want her to really soften. And you see how patient I'm being with her? If she moves, I'll move with her. But I really want to give her the opportunity to settle it. There we go. See that head start to lower just a touch, but we're still getting, and again, if she moves, I'll move with her, but we're still getting that swing at the base of the neck while I'm getting her there to tip in towards me. So that's a good place to quit with that one. So that was the bend that we went over. A lot of people will go straight to cranking their horse's nose around for flexing them. You don't want to just crank your horse's nose around in order to flex them. You want to start with the tipping, graduate to the bending, and then come to full flexion so that you can gradually teach your horse to soften and come around for you. So when I do flexion, and I'm asking my horse to give me full flexion laterally, essentially what that looks like is one, I got to step way back here to give her space to come around. A lot of people make the mistake of being right here and they're asking their horse to flex around. They can't flex around, right? Because you're literally in the way. And they're like, my horse is so stiff. Well, if they weren't stiff, they'd be knocking you out of the way, right? So I need to get way back here. I'm going to be almost lined up with my horse's back legs back here, okay? Now, we've already worked on softening at the tip, softening at the bend, so it's gonna be a lot easier for me to slide my hand down. I'm gonna draw back, and if I were riding my horse, this is where my hand would be under saddle. I'm gonna draw back here, and I'm gonna hold. I'm looking for the same things in the flexion here, okay? You see how it's kind of awkward at first when I brought her nose around, but now you're seeing her start to shape, where she's hinging right here, where her neck's coming towards me, and her nose is coming towards me. And There we go. If she moves, I'll move with her. And this is what most horses, if you've never done this with them before, this is what they'll do, is they'll move because they think you're pulling them around. And I'm just waiting for her. There, you see her licking and chewing. She's holding shape there. I'm gonna release there. That was really nice. You can see when it gets kind of ugly and they're like cranking that nose and it looks awkward, it looks like it's uncomfortable. We don't want that. I want her to feel as that nose is coming around. I want to see the hinging and that neck folding towards me, starting to move in my direction. I'm gonna pick her up a little bit because she's kind of just hanging that head. And I'm just gonna hold and I'm gonna wait for her to give here, okay? And by give, I'll tell you what I mean when I say a give, because right there, you see how she moved into the movement and I want her to move into it with form. I want to see that nose start to tip in and I want to see that neck just slowly hinge right there. I wouldn't want to release there. I don't like that. That's off balance, that's cranked. I'm gonna kind of pick up on her a little bit just to help guide her. Let her gather up her feet. There we go. I like that so much better. Now we're going to bring her in. There, good. You see her head start to drop. She's keeping shape. I'll release there. So the kind of subtle differences and changes here. But you'll see a lot of people, they're not really thinking about how that horse is flexing around. They're not looking to make sure that that horse is starting to move at the shoulder, at the base of the neck, right? We want that neck to move and the tip of the nose to come in. You know, when we're talking about helping a horse establish straightness, which is something that we always want to develop in our horses so that they're not kind of rambling and stumbling along at an angle, but you can help them to go in a nice straight line. A lot of people always default to cranking on the nose to fix straightness, but really it really starts in the hind end. And when we're looking at the neck, we start at the base of the neck and we move our way down to the tip of the nose in order to get our horse to come where we want them to go. And so even when you're riding, same thing, don't just automatically look at where that pony's nose is. You want to know where it is, but look down right in front of you. Look down at the withers and look at that base of that neck and see where is that neck going. There we go. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and step way back here so I can flex her around here. Her form is really good. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to release her right there. That was pretty good. I'm going to try again. This time I'm going to see if I can keep her a little more upright. Just get her to come around past that 90. There we go. Really good. And so when we're intentional about creating that softness with our horse, we start to develop a horse where we're not just yanking the nose, but we're looking at this whole front end and getting that hinge from the base of the withers, that nose coming in and moving balanced towards us. Okay, last thing I'm gonna work on with her is some vertical softness. And essentially, I'm gonna do that by picking up, this is my lead rope, but we can pretend like it's our rein as well. Picking up on my rein, and I'm gonna pick straight up, and I want my horse to lower her head. A lot of people might be thinking, well, if you pick up on that head, that's gonna lift her head up. How would that get her to lower it? Well, we gotta teach her that, right? So what that looks like is I want to develop a horse who, when I'm under saddle and I pick up on my reins, I want my horse to lower their head down for me, okay? The way that I teach that is first, in the halter, is I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna hold, and I'm gonna wait for my pony to lower her head just a little bit from that, right? And this is something most horses aren't gonna do naturally. You really have to teach it to them. Upward pressure like this, they're gonna think, pick that head up. I'm just gonna hold, I'm gonna wait. Good, good. I'll give her a deep breath, let her know she made a good decision. And she didn't lower her head a whole lot, but she did some, and so I'm gonna reward her for that, for just that little bit there of lowering. So we gotta start somewhere. Really good. Okay, I'm gonna pick up again. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stay with her. I'm just waiting. There, I'm gonna release. Good girl. I'm gonna pick up again. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna stay with her here. I'm just gonna wait. There, good. Good girl. Now I'm gonna pick up again. Hold. And if she moves, you just move with your pony until they quit moving and they lower their head. The only thing that gets them out of the pressure is lowering that head. So I'm gonna pick up again. As soon as she lowers, release. Good, she's getting a little quicker with it. Now, you see how low she has her head? I'm not gonna discourage that. I don't want her to get distracted and start rooting, but I'm really gonna let her just kind of settle there for a moment where it's like, hey, if you lower that head when I pick up, like I leave you alone. Like I just leave you be. Good girl. So I really want her to sit in that for a moment. I'm not gonna let her walk off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pick back up. She's getting a little impatient. I'm gonna pick back up, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna say lowering your head gets you out of that pressure. Not pawing or walking forward, but lowering that head. Good girl. I'm gonna pick back up again. I'm gonna hold, there. I'll release there. And I'm gonna ask her one more time. I'm gonna pick back up. I'm gonna hold. There, I'll release there. I'm gonna pick back up. When she walks off, I'm just gonna pick up. Like walking off doesn't get you out of the pressure. Lowering, standing still. That's where I leave you alone. There you go. I'm gonna pick back up. And you see a lot of this, it's just the patience of teaching an expectation. My expectation is I want you to lower that head, relax and stay still. I'm a big proponent of creating horses that have a lot more whoa than go, right? You can always slow a horse down or you can always speed a horse up if you want them to go faster, but it takes a lot more time to teach a horse to slow down. And so from the beginning, good girl, that was really good. I'm gonna bring her around here. That way you guys can see a little bit better. But now she's actually lowering that head a little bit faster. So I'm gonna pick up, there, release. Awesome. And so the way that's gonna translate into my riding is eventually I wanna be able to bring my rein further back and get her to lower like from here, get her to lower from there. That's good, get her to lower from, let's see if she lowers there, from there, where I can get further and further back down my rein to where I would be holding my hand when I would be riding and be able to apply pressure upward where I can just pick up on my rein and my pony is lowering her head. Is she gonna get there overnight? No, but you can see already like just that right there. If I just stick with her, I'm gonna hold, I'm gonna wait for her here. And like, don't give up when she brings that head up there. Then I release. Oh, good girl. And eventually you'll develop a horse where you pick up on the rein and they immediately fall right into your hand.